What's up, fam? What's good with your life? This video, we're going to talk about how women lose their interest. There's 5 reasons why women lose interest with you after the first couple of dates, right? Of course, we know over time there's a lot of reasons why, but these are the cornerstones of the beginning stages, right? So if you're falling apart in the beginning, right, and you're not seeing these red flags and these telltale signs, you're going to find yourself lost, find yourself by yourself. But you got to recognize and realize there's things that you have to do too. You have to implement. You still have to pour into the relationship, right, in some sort of way. So one of those signs you'll look for, and knowing these signs, guys, help you prevent, right, or circumvent the inevitable. In this case, if she's not attracted or losing attraction, because in the beginning we know it's lust, and she looks good, the body looks good, she's talking right. It's an interview, right? The first few 90 days, the first few months, it's still an interview. You're still getting to know somebody, right? So if you start seeing things falling apart at the wayside, certain characteristics that you're looking for in a woman, you don't see them in her, start making either adjustments, finding out it's something that you're not doing. Chances are, guys, most of the times a woman will like you. She thinks about it and she knows within the first 3 seconds if she likes you or not, right? There's lust. But for women, they're going to like you. But women love grows over time, right? For women, love blossoms over time. The more time they spend, the more they get into what you're doing, right? So the idea here with guys, we like what we see, right? So women have what we need, right? Now, there are behaviors that can turn us off, right? There's different, things that they do that can, that's deal breakers. If a woman is losing, she's showing lack of effort, right? That's number one. Lack of effort. In other words, if you have plans or you ask her to do certain things for you, or can she do you a favor? She says, yeah, I'll do that. And then she forgets. Now, forget it once or twice. That's okay. It happens. It's human. We got life going on. Everything's going on. But if she constantly forgets to do tasks and puts you last in her priority list, you're not a priority, guys. So I say, be on the lookout, right? So if she forgets here and there, once in a while, we all forget. Everybody's human, so it's not a big deal. But what I'm saying too, if she constantly forgets to do stuff, it's just one behind the other. It's getting frustrating now. Then she's really not investing into what the goals that you set or the things that you want to get done. She's not valuing what you need, your needs and wants and that kind of stuff. So I mean, once in a while, like I said, there's twos and fews, fine. But if it's constant, back to back, she doesn't really care about the outcome. She's hanging out with you for a while until she figures it out or until you figure it out. My suggestion, you figure it out. Next one. There's physical attraction, right? Physical attraction, that's very simple. You get together with someone for 3-4 months, all of a sudden they start falling off. The things that you like about them, its personality is one thing, right? But taking care of yourself, keeping yourself, presentable, right? I mean, we take it for granted, guys. It's women take it for granted that the fact that men, for the most part, in the morning we get up, take a shower, brush our teeth, all this, and we're out the door in an hour. Women, especially if they're going out to a club or event or whatever, they're taking 4 hours to get ready. But most of the times, if you're with a girl or she's becoming your girlfriend, you're having a GFE experience. Chances are you see her at her worst most of the time, right? You're not always out in the street, right? Women take it for granted because when they wake up, they're not who they were when they went to bed. So that's why most guys, I personally, I'm not a big fan of all the makeup and flair and all that. I mean, if it's an event or whatever, so be it. But on overall, the natural beauty is enough, right? So if she's not taking care of herself at all, let's say she's gaining weight and not keep with her health and hygiene. There's a lot, guys. Sometimes when they get depressed, they go through different situations in life, but at the same time, you still have to be cognizant of ourselves, right? So it's still self-care, right? The idea here, right, is to always be self-improving. If you're not taking care of yourself, you can't take care of anybody else. And the idea here is that someone that's comfortable. It's one thing to gain weight. Nothing to do with that. This is about health, overall health, right? Someone that's in the gym or not in the gym, but they stay healthy. They have a healthy lifestyle. If it's an unhealthy lifestyle and you're a healthy lifestyle, right, it's going to clash, right? You're not going to be able to be your best because they're not their best. It's a reflection on you, right? It's a little clash of the titans there. And if she decides she's not taking care of herself, she doesn't care if you're attracted to her or not. That's the point. values and goals switch. In an interview, she says, "Oh yeah, when you first met her, she's goal orientated. She's a go getter. She's a businesswoman, and she takes time for her guy, and she wants a family, and all these values and all these value cues that we like to hear. Pick and choose. Pick your best. Pick the ones you like. But she has those things, right? So it sounds good on the outside. The packaging is right, and you find out down the road, wait a minute, I thought she's not goals. She's not going after her dreams. She's kind of just hanging out. She doesn't really have a set road. And the idea is she doesn't have to have that. But if her family goals and her family values match yours, she can assimilate, right? If a guy's going to provide for a woman, right, he needs to make sure he can provide for her without her having to chip in. That's the idea. Now, you may not be there right now. You may have to build together to get to the point where you say, you know what, now we have enough money for you to build a family. Now we can build the family from here. Now we can create and build a dream and that kind of all that. So the idea, though, is to, if her goals are not and her values are not going in that direction and you're going this direction, you're going to always clash. And if you give in to her whims and live her lifestyle, you're going to have resentment, right? A woman that doesn't want to assimilate with you, she's not in love with your ideas, she's in love with her own ideas. Take that one and run with it. She's bored. She says she's bored. She's always bored. Listen, people don't get bored. Boring people get bored, right? She's already bored before you met her. The idea was, and when you did meet her for the 6 months, you made things exciting. Where are we going next? You make the dates exciting. You make the adventure. You're the one, probably the spark plug. You're the one that gives her that excitement. You're bringing her masculine energy. Whatever the value that you're bringing to her, she's taking that in. She's absorbing that now. Could it be where maybe you moved in together? Maybe she's getting too much of your attention. Maybe she's getting too much of the masculine energy. Maybe she wants to step away a bit, but she feels stuck, right? So now you're watching TV, you fall into a routine. Now she's bored. The idea here, if you really care about this person and say you were the spark plug, now you're changing. She could be right? You say, oh, well, she's boring, but I like her because she's laid back. She just doesn't do much. That's a trait sometimes, it's an attraction trait. If you're a spark plug, she can calm you down, right? So let's say, for example, that you are the spark plug, and all of a sudden you decide to kick back and hang out and relax and Netflix and chill or whatever, and she wants to kind of do things, and you kind of spark her up to do things, and now you've been doing that for 3-4 months. She starts to get bored. So all we do is watch TV, and then now you're saying, why are you nagging? This is a good time, and now we got a problem, right? So if someone changes the dynamic, there's going to be change in the dynamic, period. Next one. And don't forget the lust factor, right? That's one of the main ones. She looks good. Of course, you're looking good. You know, you speaking to her, she's responding to you correctly, right? She's initiating attraction. You're kicking it back to her. You're able to play. She's playful. She's this, she's that, right? And there's a spark of energy. There's a bolt of energy. The whole room can feel it. And then you go out with her for about a week, 3 weeks. Man, again, people can hide who they are for the first 12 weeks of the relationship. But after that, they start going back to their own old ways, right? So it's 4 months in, 5 months in. She's a professional. She's a pro. All of a sudden, you start seeing that there's nothing really there. All you guys are doing is either having sex or just spending a lot of time together. Whatever the trigger, the attraction trigger is. Sometimes it's not always sex. Sometimes it's something different. Most of the times, it's going to be sex. That lust factor starts to lose its luster, right? So you are no longer attracted to this person, and you don't know who you're actually dating. So again, you're just different people. When the red flags start popping up, and when the spell is broken after the sex, and after everyone's done everything with everybody, each other, in a sense, once that's all done, you start to see the flaws. You start to see the latenesses. You start to see the maybe it's just snappy attitude. And maybe you're not really the one following through. You're not following up. You're not being that guy. You're not holding her hand. She doesn't want you holding her hand, or whatever it is. You start seeing the flaws, and right. So, and this is where she loses interest. She's not seeing you for the guy who you were, and she wants to move on. And quite frankly, guys, if you're not really doing the things you're supposed to be doing, you're not into her as well, then maybe you should move on as well. Anyway, like, subscribe, comment below. Your family, I got you. Excel, and I'm out.